Hi everyone, today I'm gonna do another Netflix video because you guys know that I love Netflix and I watch a lot of stuff on it. So I have my list here on my phone, so I'm gonna go through it. And I watch Netflix in the UK, so all these are in the UK, but I think for the most part, I think they should all be available anywhere in the world. So yeah, the first one that I'm gonna talk about is the Queens Gambit, which I think is the most recent one out of all the ones that I have, and I watched it last week. So quick, because I loved it. I watched it in like 2 days. It's a limited series, so I think it's only like 7 episodes. And it's about this girl who becomes an orphan kid, and she suddenly realizes that she's a prodigy in chess. So she starts competing, and she's amazing at it. And the story follows her life, basically, from the time she's a little kid to when she's a teenager and is a bit more serious about chess and how she's competing. But it's not only about the chess side, but more like what's happening to her on like her personal life. So it's a bit of a drama, and it's quite good. Like I said, I watched it within a week, or not even a week, I think it was less than that. A bit embarrassing, but watched it quite quick. Really like it. I saw so much stuff about it online and everyone talking about it that I just had to go and watch it too, and did not disappoint. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend that one. Number 2 is going to be The Haunting of Bly Manor. And The Haunting of Bly Manor is sort of like the second part, but they're actually separate, of The Haunting of Hill House, which I haven't seen, so I don't know if that one's as good or as this one or not. But The Haunting of Bly Manor, I watched it around Halloween, and it's sort of like 10 episodes or so. It's sort of like terror horror sort of thing, but it's more creepy than scary, if that makes sense. Before I watched it, actually, I went online and I looked up, is it actually scary? Does it have a lot of jumps? I don't like horror stuff that has a lot of jumps for the sake of it. I do like creepy stories and sort of the suspense and the mystery, but I don't like it when it's just, you know, stuff jumping at you for the sake of it. It doesn't have a lot of jumps. It does have a couple, and like I said, there are websites where you can actually see the minute, the second, and the image that pops up. So if you're a bit scared and don't like that sort of thing, then definitely look that up. But it just has a couple of them in a few episodes, and it's usually the same stuff. It's about, yeah, I think it's quite self-explanatory. There's ghosts and stuff like that happening, but it's also a lot about what's happening to the characters. And it's one of those shows where there's something going on that you can't really, like, you don't know what it is and you're trying to figure it out. So as the episodes go on, you actually figure out what's happening to them. And it's really good. Like I said, if you don't like scary stuff, it's not too scary, but it is a bit creepy. The next one is The Umbrella Academy, which I know is a huge thing. And I never talked about it before because the first time I watched it, when it first came out, I watched the first episode and I didn't actually like it. I thought it was a bit slow and I didn't get it, and I knew that everyone loved it and I was like, I don't get it, so I didn't watch it. But when the second season came out, everyone started talking about it again, and I thought, maybe I need to give it a second chance. So I watched it again, and after episode 3 or so, I was hooked. I loved it, and you know, it's huge. I love it. Season 3 is gonna come out in a couple of months, I think, and I'm really excited for that. If you don't know what it is about, sort of a few kids, sort of teenagers, and they have powers. It's a bit like the X-Men, where they're all in this one house, and this one guy is sort of like their dad, but not really, sort of controls them, tells them what to do a little bit. It's just like what happens to them. That's sort of the story. If you have seen it or you're not sure about it, like I said, I gave it 3 episodes. I think that's probably what I would suggest. If you're not sure, watch 3 and then you can make up your mind. But I really like it. I'm really excited for season 3 and I now get the hype around it. The next one is Snowpiercer, and Snowpiercer is a TV show based on a movie that I watched years ago when it came out, and I loved it because it's dystopian, futuristic, and you guys know I love that sort of stuff. And it's based on a train, so the premise is that everything in the world is frozen and the only thing left is this one train and the people in it. That's sort of what the world is at that point. And so the train is divided in like first class, so that's the rich people, second class, sort of the middle class people, third class, the poor people, and then the tail, which is literally, you know, poorest people. They just have them like in a cage basically. And the main character, who's played by David Diggs, who's in Hamilton, love him, amazing. He is a detective and he helps sort of the people of the train solve this crime, and with that he uncovers a lot of stuff that's actually happening in the train. And like I said, dystopian, futuristic, love it. If you are into that sort of thing, definitely give it a go. I know it's not one of the most popular shows. It's not one that people usually talk about, but I think it deserves to be talked about a bit more, so give it a go. The next one is Away, and this one is another one of the themes that I love, space. It's about astronauts going on like the first mission to Mars, obviously all fictional. It's not an amazing show in the sense that as someone who loves space and knows a lot about astronauts and what it's actually like and have done my research, have learned a lot, have read a lot about it, there are lots of things that happen that are just completely unrealistic that just annoy me when they happen, because I'm just like I'm watching and I'm like, no, that would never happen, that's completely unrealistic, that would never happen, that would never happen. If you leave all that aside, it's actually quite interesting and quite entertaining, and I did enjoy watching it. It's one season only so far. I don't know if they're making more or not, probably not, because I don't think it's very popular, but quite entertaining. If you don't know what to watch, then give that one a go. Number 6 is Criminal, and I've talked about Criminal in the past. I've only watched the UK version, but it's an interrogating room sort of scenario, and there's the same version, not the same version, the same set is used for like the different countries. So I watched Criminal UK, but there's also Criminal Spain, France, Germany, and I think a few others, and like I said, they all use the same set, but the stories and the characters are different. So for the ones that I've watched for the UK, definitely recommend it, love it. Season 2 came out a couple months ago, I think, and we loved it. It's only like 3-4 episodes, so it's quite short, but they're really well made. There's one with Kit Harington, and he's just amazing. He does this one scene where it's just like uncut, like one scene, one take, so not one take, probably more takes, but you know what I mean, like just the one thing without any cuts, just him telling this story, and that was amazing. So just for that, definitely watch the whole thing. Each episode is sort of like a different story, so you don't have to watch all of them, but definitely give one of them a go. Next one is Dark, and Dark, another one of my themes, time travel. It's a German TV show. You can watch it either in German with subtitles in English, or you can watch it dubbed into English, whichever one you prefer. And it's a time travel story that gets quite complicated, and that's what I love. I do like it, but not as much, the time travel stories that are quite simple. I like the ones that get complicated, that you have to actually put thought into it and to actually understand what's happening, and that's one of them. At one point it gets a bit too complicated for my liking, and you just start like losing track of what's going on, but I think that's sort of towards the end. Anyway, for the most part, I really liked it. I think it's quite different, and I don't want to say too much about it just because it could ruin it, so, but definitely go and watch it if you want to. I loved it. The next one is Designated Survivor, and I think I've talked about that in the past at some point. We watched season 1 years ago and sort of left it at that, because season 2 starts on like a different theme, so we kind of like never really picked it up, but we have recently picked it up, and we are now we have to start season 3 now. We watched 2 episodes this morning. I love it. It's sort of, if you've never heard about it, the first season, it's about this guy, there's sort of an attack to the Capitol in the US, obviously all fictional. The president gets killed, so this guy is the designated survivor, so if the president dies, he becomes the president of the United States. And then it's, you know, what's happened, you know, who was behind the attack and all that stuff, but also how does he cope being the president now and all that stuff. And like I say, season 2 goes into different themes, but it's still really interesting. It's a bit political, but also about what happens to the characters, so it's a bit of drama as well. Really interesting. There's loads of conflicts and loads of stuff that happens. It's not so much one overarching theme, but like a lot of stuff happens, so like it's quite interesting and there's a lot to watch. It's not slow. If you haven't seen that one, recommend it. Number 9, we're gonna go ahead with number 9, and that is going to be Down to Earth with Zac Efron, which is very different to the other ones, and this is sort of like a documentary series with Zac Efron, and he basically goes around the world. He goes around the world talking to different people about different environmental issues and what are they doing about it, what can we change in the world for the better and all that stuff, and I think it's really good. He comes out quite well out of it and really down to earth, as the show is called, and I really like it. To be honest, I started to watch it because Zac Efron was in it, and that's the reality, but actually it is a really good show and I did enjoy it. I thought it was really good, and it makes you think about what you can do to help a little bit and yeah, make a few changes in your lifestyle. So definitely, if you guys haven't seen that, if you didn't know it existed, give it a go. The second to last is going to be The Alienist. And I don't have a lot to say about this just because we've only seen 2 episodes. We started watching like 2 days ago and it's interesting so far, but like I said, I don't have enough information to give you a proper review, if that makes sense. It's based in New York in the 1890s and it's about a criminal, or there's some crimes going on, but the alienist is sort of this psychiatrist sort of person that deals with criminals and mental health sort of theme. I don't get it fully so far, but that's sort of what it looks like, and it is quite graphic, so if you're not into all that, it is quite graphic with the crimes and a few other things, but it's interesting. In the 2 episodes that I've seen so far, it is the same crime, so I don't know if the full series is about the same thing or if, you know, it changes in the middle of it, I'm not sure, but it's quite interesting so far. And yeah, if you guys have seen it and you liked it, let me know in the comments. Equally, if you've seen it and you didn't like it, let me know why. And the last one that I have, which is a UK TV show, it's The Fall with Gillian Anderson and Jamie Dornan, and I love that one as well. It was so quick to watch just because it's one of those that when the episode ends, you immediately want to watch the next one. And it's also about crimes. It's Gillian Anderson plays a detective and Jamie Dornan is a killer, serial killer, and that one's also not as graphic, but it is, the crimes that happen are not, a bit of a warning there just in case. I don't know how to explain it because I don't want to give everything away, but definitely give that one a go too. I think a lot of people were talking about it a couple months ago, and yeah, that's why we started watching it and loved it. It's one of those that I don't know if it's available in other countries just because it seems like a lot of the UK ones don't make it to other countries for some reason, but if you have it on Netflix or any other platform, definitely give it a go. And that's gonna be it for the Netflix shows that I wanted to talk to you about. If you guys have others to recommend to me, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to do another video in a couple months when, you know, new things have come out and I've seen a few more things. But let me know if you guys like this sort of video, or if you want me to do one on movies, for example, because I only do TV shows so far. But yeah, that's gonna be it today. Let me know if you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys later with another video. Bye!